Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to another episode of EmpireJeffTV. I am your host, Empire Jeff, coming to you on a Monday night live from Los Angeles, California. Happy to be here with you guys. Been about a week since I did a live stream, so appreciate those who are pulling up and showing up to talk some Major League Baseball, some Los Angeles Dodgers. And tonight, the topic, of course, is going to be about this Los Angeles Dodgers bullpen. We're going to go into depth on that, the starting rotation, Dave Roberts, the offense, pretty much everything leading up to the final 6 games of this regular season, 3 in Arizona, followed by 3 in Seattle. And the magic number is 3. They need to win 3 of the next 6 to win the NL West, or the Padres got to continue to lose. This is a crazy game going on right now in San Diego. The Padres and Brewers are tied at 3 in the top of the 8th. Brewers just tied it up, so definitely has some NL West implications. Right now, I feel like, this is just my personal opinion, I feel it is a safe bet that the Dodgers are going to win their division. They're going to finish 3rd overall, being as they're going to win their division. They're not going to catch Philly. They're not going to be caught by the Padres, I don't believe. And they're going to end up facing one of the Mets or the Reds. I think it's what it's going to come down to. If Arizona goes ballistic on the Dodgers and the other 2 teams lose, I think Arizona still would have a chance, but I don't see that as being a likely scenario. I think it comes down to the Mets or the Reds versus the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium next Tuesday on the 30th. So can't wait to see how the Dodgers respond to this challenge. Can't wait to see how they close out these final 6 games on the road. And outside of that hiccup Sunday against the Giants, where they were buying time with Treinen and trying to give more time for these guys, starters and relievers that they're going to be using in the postseason, just trying to get to the postseason with these arms and with these guys intact. And with that, there's going to be some uncomfortable decisions. There's going to be some frustrating decisions. There's going to be relievers and pitchers put into the game that fans aren't going to like, and I'm sure the Dodgers don't like. But they're buying time. they're buying time. You've got to keep Vesia healthy. You got to keep Banda healthy. You've got to keep, believe it or not, Tanner Scott healthy, right? You got to keep these guys healthy. And in the process of doing that, look, I don't believe Kirby Yates is going to make the playoff roster. I don't believe that's going to happen, but I would 100% believe that Blake Treinen is going to make the roster. And we're going to talk a lot about Blake Treinen tonight. I do believe that Treinen will make the playoff roster. I don't know how much he's going to be used or when he's going to be used. So we'll touch on that. But I think he will make it. But I do believe that the Dodgers are going to do some other moves. They've already hinted at some. I think there's a multitude of things that the Dodgers can do. And to be honest with you, I feel that they've been kind of planning for this for a while. I think that game on Sunday, if they could have got it, great. But they won the series. They would have loved to have swept them, but not at the cost of losing another guy. If you let Sheehan, coming off of Tommy John surgery, if you let him finish up that game, he's got 85 pitches. When they brought him back, there was talk that they would never let him eclipse 80 pitches, right? He got to 85 in that game. The offense was pretty much non-existent. It's a game they did not have to have. They're trying to buy some time in the bullpen and with their starters. They're trying to get guys healthy, keep guys healthy, and get across this finish line into the playoffs with the guys that they rely on and can count on. And if that means putting Treinen out there, if that means putting Yates out there, if that means doing any of that, then that is what they're going to do. And I absolutely 100% co-sign it, because it's the Dodgers' job to get to the playoffs playing their best baseball, yes, but also get to the playoffs with their best team intact. And Dave Roberts and the Los Angeles Dodgers aren't out there trying to win every regular season game. Dave Roberts does not manage to win every regular season game. The Los Angeles Dodgers organization and Dave Roberts, everything that they do is about October and planning to win a World Series. No matter how many tantrum these grown men make over a baseball decision, they are managing to win a World Series. That's what they're doing. So all these people at home judging from their couches, whose baseball level probably never exceeded T-ball, all right, don't understand that because they've never managed the team or expectations. Now, it is frustrating to not sweep a team that you should have. It would have been great to sweep the Giants. It would have been great to win a 1-0 game. It would have been great to do all those things. But how great would it have been to beat the Giants if Sheehan leaves the game with shoulder or elbow pain? How great would that be? The game didn't matter. It didn't matter. No matter how much someone wants to tell you it does, that game didn't matter. Not in the long-term picture, not in the big picture. It didn't matter. And now the difference between someone who had a disagreement with a pitcher coming out versus timing. If someone threw a fit on that game, on that play, that's an agenda, just waiting to come out, looking for any reason to rip the package open. Because the true meltdown was the Yamamoto game, blowing a no-hitter, getting swept by Pittsburgh. What happened on Sunday, that's every day in baseball. That's every day. It's happening to the Padres right now. That's every day. Every day. That's a regular day in baseball. Throwing a reliever in there, didn't work, loss. That's a regular day. Regular day in Major League Baseball. What happened to the Dodgers on Sunday? The Dodgers been on the other side of that plenty of times. Plenty of times. It happens. But people who don't associate outside of their homes stay in there and just sit in dark rooms and wait to pounce on Dave Roberts and the Dodgers for trying to win the city a World Series championship, a back-to-back World Series championship. And there's also an agenda here. It's all the people who were made to look foolish last year when they swore Dave Roberts was going to blow it last year. And what happened? What happened? There's nothing they can do to say. They can't say anyone could have won because it's not true. No one else won since '88 but Dave. No one else could say that. Is Dave the greatest manager I've ever seen? Hell no. Hell no. But Dave is way better than a lot of these guys give him credit for. They need a whooping boy. They need a guy for their ego to put blames on because they can't accept the fact that their team lost. Lost. I don't know if you guys know this, but in 162 games, you lose baseball games. You lose close games. You lose blowout games. You make bad decisions. You make great decisions. Sometimes you make bad decisions and it works. Sometimes you make a good decision and it doesn't work. Sometimes you take a guess and it works. Sometimes you guess and it doesn't work. All in the game. All in the game, baby. Now, I've watched baseball my entire life. I played baseball. I am a baseball junkie. I don't know 10% of the game that Dave Roberts knows. The difference between me and a lot of other people is I can admit that. Because I don't work in this daily. I don't manage a World Series roster. I don't manage Hall of Famers. I don't pick up the phone and call legends. I wasn't part of a World Series as a player and a manager. But you got people who couldn't hit in a softball game judging a major league manager. You know the type, loud as a motorbike, but wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. You know the type? You know the type. There's always kind of a common denominator with those types too. There always is. But look, Dave, at the end of the day, if Dave stays or Dave goes, it makes no difference to me. It makes no difference to me. Look, I would much rather win a World Series without Dave than go out in the first or second round with Dave. If I had to trade, look, I love Dave. I do. But if they presented like, yo, Jay, you can win a World Series, but Dave got to go. Or you can get to the World Series and you keep Dave and see what happens next year. Bye. Bye, Dave. Bye. Bye. Got to go. See you when I see you. I'll make that trade without blinking. Without thinking twice. And I love Dave. But I want that World Series more than I want anything. But I still believe, this is just my opinion, it's just me. I think Dave can do it because he has done it. He has delivered it. And I think that he will again, time and time again. I can't predict the future. I don't know what happens if the Dodgers lose. Do they bring him back? I think so. But I can't tell the future. I don't know. I do not know. But I do believe that I still think they're going to win it. And I still believe that he's going to be a big part as to why, along with the players. Drip Show, I see you, my guy. Appreciate you, man. Empire Jeff, always the truth. Appreciate you, my guy. Thank you. Well, what I'm saying is this. While everyone was down here misquoting stuff left and right about that game on Sunday, talking about Treinen can't throw strikes when 21 of his 30 pitches were strikes. They were strikes. So bad intel again. But people don't know the intricacies of why pitchers and managers and pitching coaches or analytics. I'm not married to analytics, but I understand them. They do tell a story. And anyone who is trained to watch pitchers and what pitchers do and how they're throwing and how they are doing when they're coming off injuries, and you see someone losing 1.5 mile an hour on their four seam, get him out. Arm's dead. It's getting dead. Get him out. That's not off speed. He lost 1.5 miles per hour on his four-seam fastball in his last inning of work. But these guys don't know that. They don't know that. The same people that will rip Dave for being cautious with the pitcher are the same people that was ripping the Dodgers early in the season, saying, well, yo, why are these pitchers hurt? Where are all these pitchers hurt? And then as soon as they tell, well, they got to do something, man. They got to do something. Mark Pryor's the devil. They got to do something. And then they do something. Why are you taking our pitchers out? You got to do something. They did something. They got our whole rotation back. You know, we went 75% of our whole season without a starting rotation. Y'all know that? Are we still sitting first in the toughest division in Major League Baseball? Talking about fire Dave. Fire whoever taught you how to count. Come on, man. Opinions are one thing, and I respect them all. Agendas, I don't mess with them. I don't mess with them. Y'all know me. I'm a slayer of false narratives. I'm a slayer of false narratives. It could be someone I love. I don't care. I'm coming for that false narrative. Look, my pops can't stand Dave Roberts. That's my dad. I love my dad. My dad's my hero, my best friend. I will battle with him every day on this. So if I can battle Pops, best believe, I'll battle anyone. But agendas are agendas, and agendas are for pretenders. You don't like Dave? That's fine. You have a right to not like him. But using your dislike just to pounce whenever something goes wrong, but never step up when things go right. When's the last time y'all heard any of these haters give Conforto any type of credit for batting north of 300 for the month of September? Where they at? Where they at? Oh, they get to their Twitter fingers. They get to them Twitter fingers. They start shooting DMs. They do all that. When the man is playing downward, when he's struggling, but when a man on your baseball team, your home team starts doing well, crickets. It's crickets. Crickets. Where's the cricket button? Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. There it is. Haven't used this board in the middle. Okay. Orange is crickets. There we go. Crickets. Conforto batting 300. They bashed Dave all last year. He wins the World Series. They bashed Dave during the Philly series. He wins 3 out of 4 against the Giants. I understand he's going to Blake Treinen too much. I don't like it either. But the man's buying time. He's preserving his arms, both starters and trusted relievers, high leverage guys. And it's the right move. It's the right move. Look, if the Dodgers don't win this year, they're open to whatever criticism and skepticism, whatever you guys want to bring for them, do it. It comes with the territory. It comes with the territory. And people will always and forever talk about how much money they spent, but that money's not on the field, Playboy. That money's not on the field. How much of the season? No Glass now. No Blake Snell. It's a lot of money right there. How long ago Ohtani not pitching? Teoscar Hernandez out. Edman out. Muncy out. Tanner Scott. Kirby Yates. Kopech. Out. Sheehan missing a bulk of the season. Out. Will Smith out. So, yeah, all that money was spent, but there's been a lot of games that money wasn't in play. You can stand around the crap table, but if you're not putting money on the table, you're not playing. That money's not in play. So this season has been kind of a tale of two parts of it. The beginning of the season, when the starting rotation was going down like flies, the bullpen had to be overused and over-leveraged, and they wore down. Yes, Dave and the Dodgers went to the bullpen too much. It's because they had no rotation. They had no rotation. I'm not sure what's going on, but there's like at least 3 helicopters outside. Good Lord. They had no starting rotation. So the bullpen wears down. Now we get the starting rotation back, and now the bullpen's not there. So now you're in this situation where it's like, well, we can't do to the rotation what we did to the pen. Watching this Milwaukee Padres game right now. We can't do to the starting rotation what we did to the pen. So they're trying to do what they can. They're buying time, and there's 6 games left. If you can't understand that, I don't know what to tell you. If you don't like Dave, you don't like these guys, that's cool. Like I said, that's cool. But losing your guys' minds over the 4th game of a 4-game series where you won the series, and you're kind of playing in no man's land, 3 behind Philly, 3 up, 3 behind Philly. Philly's got the tiebreaker, 3 up on the Padres. You have the tiebreaker. You're in the gray area. You're playing for nothing. but health. That's all you're playing for, is health. And that's what you should be playing for. Because like I said, the same goofies, the same goof troop will be all over you if you get one of these guys hurt. All over. Oh, you took Ohtani out. He's at an inning limit. We knew that before the game. We knew that before the game. We knew that Kershaw was going back in for that last inning to face one batter. They said it during the broadcast. It was scheduled. Scheduled. They wanted to bring him out in the middle of an inning, giving him a longer break. That was scheduled. That was a plan. The Los Angeles Dodgers do not care what we think about their decision making. They don't even know we're alive. They drew 4 million fans this year. They're not worried about a couple of people who think they know more than them. They're not. They laugh at us. They laugh at us whenever we offer our opinions. They laugh at us. Like these YouTubers, these streamers, these guys couldn't put a bat to a ball if their life depended on it. I'm a loyal guy, man, and these guys deserve it. These guys deserve it. They won it in 2020. They won it in 2024, and they were a shell of themselves this year due to injuries, and they're out there about to go for it again, and I'm loyal to my team, man. I'm not delusional. I'm not blinded by nothing. I'm just loyal to my guys. The guys who got it for us, they earn the right to be judged at the end of the season. The talk right now means nothing. Nothing. All this crying that these grown men have done all season. What do you do with them tears if they win? What do you do with them tears? Now let's talk Blake Treinen. Let's talk Blake Treinen, because Blake Treinen has had a very interesting season, right? Injury, again, he's getting up there in age. He got paid. He came back. Blake Treinen had the best ability to get guys to swing at nonsense pitches. He could throw a pitch and it looked like a strike and it would just go somewhere else, and he would put it exactly where he wanted to, and dudes would swing and miss, and he would make people look foolish, and it was it. The difference now is then he didn't have to throw strikes. Guys just thought it was a strike and they would swing and miss. The difference now is guys aren't swinging because they don't believe he could put it where he wants to, and he hasn't been able to establish nor prove that. So until Blake can put the baseball where he wants to, there's going to be problems. And he either can't throw strikes and he walks people, or he does finally throw strikes and they light him up because he's switching up his approach to try to land a corner or land it in the strike zone, and guys are sitting on it and clapping it. Clapping it. And it's because he's trying to find the strike zone. Now, I'm not loving the fact that one of our top relievers is still trying to find the strike zone towards the end of September. I'm not loving that. But I do know that Vesia, Banda, Henriquez, Scott, these guys are going to be heavily counted on. And Treinen, he may lose his slot. I think he'll be on the roster because he's trusted, but I don't think he's going to get a lot of high leverage slots in close ball games. At least I hope not. But we got other things coming. Emmet Sheehan is going to the bullpen, which I think will be fantastic. He can come in, give a few innings, or just face a batter or two that could be used in the next game. Or if a pitcher gets in trouble, he can come in and piggyback him. Emmet Sheehan to the bullpen is going to be a secret weapon. But the true wild cards here. One, Roki Sasaki. Now, Roki Sasaki is a combination of what Kopech can do and what Kirby Yates can do. Because his four seam has been hitting 101 in the minors, he got his velocity back. And he can do that splitter, and he can do that sinker that Kirby Yates does. So you get two of the pitches that those other two guys who haven't been performing with Roki Sasaki, who has been playing great in the minors. Now, we'll see what happens. He's eligible to pitch as early as Wednesday in the Arizona series. I think he will pitch Wednesday. And if Roki can come in and get guys out a couple of games in the regular final finale of the regular season here, then I think there is a very, very good chance that you will see Roki Sasaki coming out of the bullpen in the playoffs. And another guy is Brock Stewart. They're going to get Brock Stewart back. So you got Sheehan. Our problem has been the righties. Treinen, Yates, the guys we were supposed to be counting on there. They've been problematic. Vesia has been solid. Dreyer, solid. Banda, solid. Henriquez, for his age, has been very solid. Now you get these guys. If you can get Sheehan and Roki in there, and Brock Stewart can come back and look like the Brock Stewart that was in Minnesota, where he was looking well. He was having a great year. But that's not it. That's not it. There's more. But wait, there's more. There's another one. Bazooka, Brusdar, Graterol, who will not pitch, at least we don't think, in any games remaining in the regular season. But they all but confirmed that he's going to be available in the postseason. They all but confirmed that. So you're sitting here and you're telling me that we've got everyone throwing tantrums about Treinen and Yates, and to an extent Scott, but he hasn't given up anything in the last 4 games that he's pitched. He hasn't given up a run. He's got to get his confidence back, though. But I still believe in Tanner Scott. Now, you mean to tell me that you can throw Sheehan, Roki, Brusdar, and Brock Stewart in there? If 2 of those 4 hit, you're fine. You're fine. And if Treinen in light work and light duty can kind of find his confidence and find his feel again, and maybe you advance, maybe that's another bullet you can put in the chamber there. It could be another one. So the Dodgers have options. Kyle Hurt too. Klein. Like, the Dodgers have the options to have guys that they can throw out there that they trust. They're buying time, trying to get guys through the season healthy, and trying to see if Treinen can find it. Treinen has been a big part of the Dodgers winning World Series championships. They love him. They trust him. They're giving him chances here to get right prior to October. It's just not working. So if it's not working in about a week, then they got no choice. They got no choice. The Treinen situation is difficult, but bullpens are very volatile. You can have guys having a career year last year and can be trash the next. Bullpens are very volatile, always have been, always will be. That's why when you got guys that are steady, like Treinen was for so long, it's a blessing. Look how good Kopech was last year. He can't even throw a strike now. He's not a pitcher, he's a thrower. He can't do anything. So he's out. He's done. I don't think we'll see him throw another pitch for the rest of the regular season or the playoffs. Nor should he. I don't think we should see him. And he may never be a Dodger again. This is his walk year. So we may never see him in Dodger blue again. He just never got it going this season. Never could. Never got it going. But if you get these guys in there and they can make up for what Treinen, Yates, and Kopech was supposed to give us, and if Sheehan, Roki, Brock Stewart, or Graterol, 2 of those 4, they can hit on 2 of those 4, then you're looking at a situation. I mean, Klein has pitched well. I don't know what the plan is with Kasparius. Like, so there are options. I've seen in the chat someone said Andrew Heaney. They did sign him right before September 1st. He's an option, but I think he's further down the pecking order. I think he was there as extreme insurance. I could be wrong. But if Brusdar doesn't come back, if Brock Stewart can't make it back, if Roki shows up and he's a disaster, maybe Heaney gets a look. but I think he's way down the pecking order. All right, we got runner on second, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. Luis Arraez up to bat. Excuse me. Brewers, Padres, 3-3, bottom of the ninth. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Luis Arraez grounds out to shortstop, and we're going to extras at Petco Park. But yeah, so it's been a frustrating year. I think Joe hit it on the head. Joe Sora hit it on the head when he said that, like, this 2025 Dodger team kind of reminds me of the 2001 Laker team after they won the chip in 2000. Didn't have the best regular season. Didn't look like maybe they wouldn't repeat in 2021. Excuse me, in 2001. Then they went in and had the best playoff run ever, 15-1. Should have been 16-0, but they went 15-1 after what you would call a lackluster regular season for their standards. I felt that was a great comparison by Joe. So the Dodgers comp in 2025 to the Lakers in 2001 is very comparable. And if they show up day one of the wild card series and don't look back, then all of this was for nothing. All the tantrums for nothing. And look, it's possible. It's for sure possible. Is it likely? I don't know. But the Dodgers, it's not as dire as people think. That fourth game, losing that last game against the Giants because they went with Treinen, was not scorched earth, man. It was not the end of the world. That ended on the game where Yamamoto lost the no-hitter and they lost the game. That was rock bottom. Even the Philly series, man. Philly knows in their heart of hearts they got a problem when it comes to our starting pitching. And they know that we can hit their starting pitching. They know that we've hit home runs off their elite closer. So that Philly series, although that was extremely frustrating to blow game 1 and blow game 2, we didn't blow game 3, and we lit up their starters. A short series, division round series on the road in Philly will not be pretty. It will not be pretty. It will be difficult. And the Dodgers' backs will be against the wall in that series. I still think they can do it. And if they don't, they don't. And this season just couldn't catch a gear. Couldn't catch a break. Couldn't stay on the track. Too many things went wrong. But if everything that went wrong during this whole season and this team finds themselves in the playoffs, it's going to be one of the greatest stories we've ever seen. And we have no control over it. We have no say in it. So I'm going to sit back and I'm going to enjoy it because I'm very, very, very blessed and privileged to have the Los Angeles Dodgers as my team. They won us that World Series. And just take yourself back there. Take yourself back to that moment for those who spent the whole season last year hating on the team. Your own team, because you think you're smarter than them. And then they shut you up and made you look stupid and won. And now you're doing it again because you want to be right. And you'd rather your team lose and you be right than you be wrong and your team win. It's stupid. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Only thing we care about is this team going to win? They do, fantastic. If they don't, let's go get them next year. Can't do nothing about it. Most of these people go to 1 or 2 games a year anyways out here talking. Don't even go to parades. Dodgers ain't going to miss you. They're not. Know the type, not as a motorbike, but wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. All right, let's try to get to some of the chats here. Miguel, what's going on, Miguel? Appreciate you, man. I'm worried about this team. Jeff, good to hear from you. Appreciate it. Hey, I mean, it's baseball, man. You got to be worried. You're one game away from being closer to being out of there. Like I said, in baseball, look, even if the Dodgers won 115 games, I'd still be worried going into the playoffs because that's baseball. That's baseball. You can be the best team of a generation and go out in round 1. So We've had times where the Dodgers won over 100 games and lost in the first round. So if they win low 90s and win it all, give me that 10 times out of 10, baby. 10 times out of 10. Give me less wins in the regular season and a World Series title. Give me that. Give me that. What's going on, Nando? What a game in Arizona. Is Dave Roberts going to pull a pitcher throwing a no-hitter or just kneeling? I mean, if the pitcher's pitch count is getting up and you're going to count on them in the and for the postseason, get them out. Get them out. I don't care. If you're winning the game, it's done. You got bigger fish to fry come October. What's going on? What's going on, Craig? Appreciate you, man. Palumi, what's going on, Palumi? I hope I said that right. I think they should use the starters as relievers in case the bullpen doesn't have it, like the 2019 Nationals. Yeah, I don't disagree there. Like I said, that's why I said that you're going to see Sheehan go to the pen. Roki Sasaki's going to go to the pen, and you're going to have a chance to see some of these guys go out there, guys who could be long relief, even a Ben Kasperi is potentially, like some of these guys like Klein, like you're going to see some guys. Oh, man, Brew's got to run around third, one out, top of the 10th. You're going to see some rotational guys and maybe even Kershaw. You know, if it's the Dodgers got a 6-7 run lead or they're down 6-7 runs, maybe you see Kershaw to save some arms, right? I think that's a situation where you would see those guys. Drip Show, what's up, my guy? October baseball, indeed. Nando says if they're just gonna coast to get players into October, then just bring up Andrew Heaney and Bobby Miller. Well, yes and no. I think they're using their other guys. They're just not going to overuse them, is my point. I don't know if I delivered on what I intended to say. Oh man, he's gonna. I think he's safe. He's safe. Wow. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. The ball went straight to the shortstop. He did a 360 spin through home, but the guy slid in so quick and got under the tag. The guy couldn't get the tag down. And Milwaukee now leads 4-3. Holy, I got to see this replay. 1 second, y'all. And you guys watching this game? Right now? Okay, hits right. Oh my God, that was an incredible play. But he just beat that. Wow, what a slide, and he does touch home. Wow, couldn't tag him. He couldn't tag him. Wow, that was an incredible. I thought that guy was dead to rights out at home. When I saw the ball go to shortstop, and as quick as that guy pivoted and threw, wow, that was. What a play right there, man. The shortstop did all he could, man. Did everything he could. That guy just beat it out. Let's see. What's going on, Eric? Just getting ready for October. Yeah, that's basically what they're doing, and I understand it. Dave makes it easy, to be honest, though. I mean, I'm not disagreeing that what Dave does is something that I think should be intentionally done on the regular. So I understand that it goes against what your brain tells you is normal. Right? You don't put a guy in there who's been being cooked. You don't do that. You don't keep Conforto in the lineup all year. You don't do that. Now, Conforto's starting to pay off. I don't know if that's going to last. But what I'm saying is the Dodgers approach, the same people that were screaming, cut Buehler, get Buehler out of there, never want to see him pitch again. That guy helped us win a World Series. He was so big in the playoffs. Michael Conforto might be. Like I said, he's batting over 300 in September. And we're 22 games into September. He's been playing well. Again, is that going to continue? That remains to be seen. But he fought through it. The Dodgers do this type of thing. The Dodgers do not manage for the regular season. They do not manage to win every regular season game. That's not what they do. The fans want that. You guys want that. The Dodgers want to win series to the best of their ability in the regular season. And they want to win series in the postseason. But they're going to lock in there. This team is a team that punts playoff games. They do bullpen games in the playoffs. They punt playoff games. What makes you think that they're not going to punt regular season games on the regular? It's like you guys don't know this. So you have to train your brain that what we think it to be is wrong. But it's not our team. We're not managing them. It's not up to us. They do as they see fit to what they feel is the best way to win. And for a team that's made it to the postseason 13 straight times, For the manager who has the highest winning percentage in Major League Baseball history, and he's only had Shohei Ohtani for 2 years. Okay, let's remind people of that, and how he never made the playoffs in Anaheim. Let's remember that. So if you don't like Dave, that's fine. But his stats shut you the F up. They shut you up and your agenda. They just do. Highest winning percentage in history. Won 2 World Series. Been to 4. Got cheated in 1. That Boston series, I think they had a better chance than people thought, but Boston was definitely better. Definitely better. But I think the Dodgers, had they not, and Dave blew game 4. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Dave blew game 4. Managers blow baseball games. It happens. Dave has done it. Plenty have. Joe Torre's done it. Bobby Cox has done it. Lasorda did it a lot. It's not abnormal for a manager to overthink or do something that blows a baseball game, because if it works, you're a genius. If it doesn't, you're a dumbass. And in baseball, you're going to be wrong more than you're right on the regular. The best players in baseball history get out 7 of 10 times. The best managers in baseball history are wrong way more than they're right. And you know less than them. I can't. You don't see dudes walking up to a space shuttle pilot telling them how to do their job, right? You wouldn't do that, because you know damn well you can't do that better. But you think you can manage a major league ball club? Or you think you know how to? F out of here, man. Let's see. Don't care. Yeah, it's been a while, man. I've been doing the short form content because just haven't had time to do a lot of lives, man. Your boy's schedule is ridiculous. I'm trying. When basketball gets back, I'm trying to adjust my schedule to where I can do both in the MLB playoffs. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. It's hard, but I appreciate you guys showing up when I do pull up. I know it's not like it was back in the day where I was up here every night. I'm still getting you guys content. I hope you guys are watching the shorts. Make sure to follow all the other profiles, all the other socials. EmpireJeffTV everywhere. Twitter, X, IG, TikTok, here on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Facebook, everywhere. Make sure to pull up, man. Those other platforms are taking off well, taking on a life of its own, doing well, getting a lot of interaction, a lot of views, a lot of stuff over there. So not all of it makes it to YouTube because of music and things like that. So make sure to follow all the other platforms, because I'm more consistent on there right now, just because it's easier on my schedule. But I'm trying to line up I'm trying to get to a point where I could commit to a minimum of 3 nights a week to do this. And I appreciate you guys who still continue to show up, even though I'll be going a while between shows. So I appreciate you guys, and I thank you guys. The bandwagon is ready for that back-to-back. The bandwagon says this, Jeff: the Dodgers better win again before he hops to another team and become the top bandwagon for that. Oh, man. Padres runner on first, runner on second in the bottom of the 10th here. No outs with Jackson Merrill at the plate. Jackson Merrill's about to hit into a double play. Easy. Beat it out. Runner on first, runner on third. Beat it out. That was close. Let's see that replay. Anyone else watching this game? Anyone else? Let's see. Yates, Kopech, Treinen off the playoff roster. Yates and Kopech, I would say yes. I would say Treinen, no. I think Treinen will be on there. Eagles 3-0, by the way. Yeah, they are, man. They should have lost yesterday. They should have lost, but they didn't. It'd be that way. 2 blocked field goals and a return on the last one. Ooh. Was he out? Oh, they're not challenging it? Okay, man. Oh, man. So Ben Sheets up here. Runner on first. Runner on third. 1 out. 4-3 Brewers. Drip Show says, bye, Felicia. This starting rotation was more healthy than last year's championship team. Yeah, and that's by design, Eric. It's by design. We talked about this during the season. I said you would have guys going on the IL for like a phantom league for like a month. I said this before the season started. They were talking about doing two pitchers in a game, 6 pitching every 6th day, inning counts, all these different things. We talked about this before the start of the season. I don't know why everyone's surprised by it. It's just wild to me. We knew that they were going to try to take it easy on their starters. We talked about that at length. At length. Them agendas, though. Them narratives, though. Let's see. Pops knows best. My pops can't stand Dave Roberts, man. My mom loves Dave. My mom loves Dave. My pops can't stand him. I rock with Dave. It's a fun conversation. It's a fun conversation. But to each their own. Everyone's got their right to like a manager, like a player, whatever it is. I just don't like BS agendas, man. Eric says, my dad can't stand Dave Roberts either. Yeah, I mean, you know what it is? It's, they're going to turn to, he came off the bag. He got the out, but they tied it. Oh, that was close. Padres just tied the game. That was a tailor-made double play. Just threw it too high for the shortstop. He had to come off the bag. You know what it is, though? Like my pops, your pops, I understand it. They're from a different generation of baseball. Me, myself, too, I'm from an older generation of baseball. But you have to adapt. I can't live in the past or you get left behind, right? But my pops, he's living in the back. He ain't. You know what I mean? He's not trying to adjust to a new era of baseball. I'm assuming your pops isn't. But anyone that's like late 30s to early 50s, like you got to adjust or this game's going to pass you by and you can't talk the game. You can't talk the game with the last era's ideology because you're going to get left behind and you got no one to talk to, right? You can't do it. So Dave Roberts is a product of this era of baseball. And I want to talk about one thing because what I hear a lot is this word here that I think is unfair to Dave, and I don't think it's the case. Dave Roberts, and this is important, so listen when I say this. Dave Roberts is not a puppet. He's not a puppet. He's part of an organizational strategy. He is in middle management, all right? You have Andrew Friedman, you have Gomes, you have all your analytical department, you have your scouts. The Dodgers are a brain trust. They win and lose together. It's why when things went at their worst, they never got rid of Dave because Dave was out there sticking to the strategy that they collectively came together as a ball club. Padres got another hit there. That they collectively came together as a ball club. So Dave is not a puppet. He never has been. He's just not the decision maker. Never has been. So that's not a puppet. It's just the way it goes. And you know what? There really isn't anybody in today's game that has full authority in the dugout. It's not the way the game is played. It's not the way the game is managed. It doesn't happen. The Dodgers are no different. No different. But Dave gets attacked for it because of their agendas and them failing to understand what today's game is. You don't have to like it. They don't care if you like it. They don't know you're alive. They're trying to win baseball games. You don't have to like it. You don't. And you don't have to watch it. They're not knocking on your door saying, please watch me make managerial decisions. Please watch me. Please watch us play base. They're not. They're not. But the Dodgers are just like many other major league ball clubs who collectively have a strategy, and the man in the dugout is tasked with seeing that vision impact the game and staying with that plan unless told otherwise or collectively decided otherwise. That's how the Dodgers do business. That's how a lot of teams do business. It is what it is. You know, I talked to a pitching coach who is a pitching coach in college, was a bullpen coach for a Major League Baseball team, and is a trainer in the offseason for pitchers and goes to the Winter League and does all these stuff, right? So when I was talking to him earlier, and I talked to him specifically about Sheehan coming out, Ohtani coming out, he's like, what's different? And I'm like, okay, we start talking about what's different. What are these differences between and the Yamamoto thing? I asked him like all these different ones. He's like, look, you got it, what your plan is. Like Yamamoto went way further than they wanted him to go, but because he was going for a no-hitter, they let him do it. Now, Yamamoto's situation was a little bit different because, you know, they had a 4-run lead. You know, if you leave him in there, his pitches, he started off those first 2 batters, and that third batter, he started to lose it. And this is what the things we talk about. Look at velocity, look at location, and look at velocity. Where guys mess around and hurt themselves is when they late in games, when their arm starts tiring out, especially when you lose the adrenaline of not being able to throw a no-hitter no more. Now you're out there just trying to get a guy out, but you don't have that adrenaline that's pumping through you to get a no-hitter. You can hurt yourself. Your arm is shot. And when you lose 2 miles an hour and you have to try to reach back to get it, that's when you pull something. That's when you tear something. That's when you end your season. Again, a lot of people don't think about that or don't care about that until it's too late. So we talked about that. He goes, the Yamamoto one was different, but at the same time, he was basing that down about the adrenaline and then trying to, make up for that lost velocity when you're not going after a no-hitter and you're not even getting a complete game shutout at that point. And then the bullpen blew it versus the Ohtani thing. He's like, no. He goes, we have that all the time. If there's a 5-inning rule, it's 5-inning rule. I don't care if he had 5 straight immaculate innings. If it's a 5-inning rule, get him out. Like 5 straight immaculate innings, you would still get him out. And he goes, yes, because you set the expectation for the pitcher that you have 5 innings of work. And he goes, what a lot of people don't understand is the mentalities of pitchers are very weird. They're very strange. They're very routine built. You can throw off a pitcher. I think my internet's tripping here. So just came back from Tommy John. They had him limited upon return. It was the right thing to do. I'm like, yeah, okay. And this is a guy who's a pitching coach for a living. He's not watching from his couch like me. He's not speaking on the game from outside it. He's in it. He's been in it. So, yeah, I'm going to listen to those who do this professionally versus those who hate professionally. That's what I'm going to do. And it's just very interesting. And I'm beyond blessed to be able to reach out to multiple people and have these conversations. And that's why I kind of laugh at a lot of things. And whenever I ask someone about the Dave situation, they always just usually laugh. They always usually laugh. Let's see where did I leave off. Lucky's down here breakdancing. The naysayers are not here. Yeah, I mean, look, there's going to be naysayers. That's all in the game. I don't care if you. I don't care about people questioning Dave or calling out Dave. I don't have a problem calling out Dave or questioning Dave. Like I said, I did it in 2018. I did it in 2019. I did it in 2022. I've done it. I have done it. Like, it's all over my Twitter feed. I've done it. I am not this apologist that people think I am. I'm just not a dumbass agenda pushing weasel. I'm not. It's just is what it is. You win some, you lose some. That's baseball. Quitting on your team and quitting on your players and managers because they lost 1 game out of 4. What kind of lunacy is that? Bullpen is more injured. They are. Oh man, they got the ghost runner caught on the run down here in San Diego. Oh man, that was a big play right there. They're about to blow this. Going for 3 titles in 5 years. Yeah. That guy, Dave Roberts, 3 titles in 5 years. But they say anyone can manage this team. Anyone could do it. Anyone could do it. They win in spite of him, they say. Could you imagine as a man trying to win an argument saying that they only won because the players were great, the manager had nothing to do with it, that they won in spite of him? You know how stupid that sounds? You know how stupid people would look at you if you said that to someone who works in Major League Baseball? You know how stupid and how instantly you would never be taken seriously again if you said those words to someone who worked in baseball? It's what separates the real ones from the fake ones. The blowhards from the real talkers. Empire Jeff, tell Lakers fans to get ready for Mark Walter's methods. It's not even Mark Walter. Like it's his money. It's his money, and he is to a point part of it. But he puts his people in there and lets them do their jobs. He puts his people in there. Andrew Friedman goes on them. They do their jobs. This is more them than anything. Talked about this. So Andrew, I think, is a little bit further down the pecking order. Dodgers haven't been great roads. No, they haven't. And you know what? Let me tell you why, Craig. And it's what is going on in this game? Is anyone watching this game? Like, you have two teams doing everything they can to not win a baseball game they both should win. What is going on here? This is like the bad news bears over here, man. What is happening? Okay, so let me explain why, because that's a good talking point, and it's a good point. The main reason why the Dodgers have not been good on the road all year, because they haven't had pitching. They haven't had good starting pitching, so they get down early. They haven't, of late, had good relief, so even when they have the lead, they blow it. And their offense took a 2-month vacation from July 1st to a little around the beginning of to early September. So when those things happen, you're not going to have a good road record. But we got 6 to finish out the season. You took 2 or 3 from San Francisco. Let's see how they finish it. As the offense has come back to life, starting rotation is back. Let's see how they finish it. The team that led to a lot of those road losses doesn't seem to be like the team that's here right now. But we'll wait and see. What's going on, Mason? Let's see. Mason said, "Where is Joe Soro? He destroyed all these arguments yesterday and correctly called Jeff and a Dave apology." I talked to Joe today. Yeah, I mean, he didn't destroy it. I didn't see the whole show, so I can't say that. I didn't see the whole show. Joe's very passionate. He has a different opinion on the other side. Doesn't change any of the facts I'm saying. And Joe's told me that all the time. Like, anytime that anything that he says, he can give 5 points that he strongly believes in, I can hit with 5 more. You get what I'm saying? So, like I said, he can't argue the championship one, and he said that himself. So, he didn't destroy these yesterday. I'm not saying I'm destroying it now. He gave his opinion. I'm giving mine. Neither one of us know the answer until the season's done. But Joe doesn't have to be. Me and Joe are friends. I talk to Joe. You're just in the chat. I talk to him. You know what I mean? Talked to Joe several times today about this very issue. We talk all the time. We talk every day. Well, good attempt. But there's no one that's going to destroy me on this take, because you can't lie with the numbers. You can't. Agendas are agendas. Numbers are numbers. Point blank, period. And like I said, I'm not a Dave apologist. I'm not. I've like I said, if you went back and look at my Twitter feed in 2022, and I play out like, my God, I was hoping Dave was gone in 2022. I was so heated with him in 2022. I was so heated in 2019. I'm not a Dave apologist. The difference between someone who looks at narratives like you, Mason, and someone like me is I don't blame one man for a team underachieving. I don't blame one man for a team not playing up to par. I don't blame Dave Roberts for Sunday when the offense scored one run, and go look at the top of the lineup in that game. How's that Dave's fault? Is it Dave's fault that Shohei, Mookie, and Freddie did nothing in that baseball game? Is that Dave's fault? No. Is it Dave's fault that Mookie, who's my favorite player in the world, that Mookie was ass for the first 4 months of the season? And again, that's my favorite player. He was horrible offensively. He was injured. He had stuff going on in his family, that illness to start the season. He's finally getting back into form health-wise, and he's killing it. But he was horrible for 4 months. Freddie's had incredible runs and incredible droughts. It's not Dave's fault. Muncy can't stay healthy. It's not Dave's fault there was no starting rotation. It's not Dave's fault that the bullpen fell apart because of no starting rotation. It's not Dave's fault that Tanner Scott didn't work out. He's not the guy that signed them. Did they just walk it off? Oh, no. It's not Dave's fault that the free agent moves haven't all worked out. None of that is on Dave. Now, if it was and it was something blatantly on Dave, I would say it. And if he puts Treinen in a game that the Dodgers have to have and he blows it, I'm not going to be happy with Dave. But right now, when they're kind of in limbo, don't have much to play for, and he's buying time and he's trying to get guys to the playoffs healthy and trying to see if by any act of baseball god Blake can figure it out, I understand that. So no, there's no one walking this earth that can just destroy my take on it, because the people who are in the sport think like I do. Point blank, period. Now, if you want to blame one guy for a whole team's issues, then that's on you. But that's not how it goes in baseball. It's not how it goes. It's just not how it goes. And the best way to judge a manager is by the people that play for him. And they all love him. They all respect him. They all will go to war with him 10 times out of 10. They will. No doubt. Grown-ass men. What's going on, Jamie? Or Jaime? I don't know which one. I apologize. Last year, we went into the playoffs with no starting pitching. This year, we have starters. Need that offense to click, and it'll solve all the bull. Yes. So when the starting pitching gives your bats the confidence to be patient at the plate, wait for their pitch, it's a different approach at the plate. If your starting pitcher goes up there and gives up 3 runs in the first inning, then your bats have to press. If your starting pitcher goes up there 3 up, 3 down in the first, doesn't give up a hit the first turn through the lineup, 9 up, 9 down, your bats typically can have a better approach at the plate. Now, the Dodgers have had multiple games where Yamamoto had that approach. Yamamoto was dominant, and they couldn't give him run support. Sometimes that can backfire. Sometimes the offense, like, look, we don't got to go all out today because this guy's going to pitch a gem. And then they get late in the game and they can't hit nothing. That's stupid. Again, not on Dave. You know how many games Yamamoto's gone out there and these guys couldn't deliver? How's that on Dave? How's that on Dave that 3 Hall of Famers can't hit? How's it on Dave that Shohei, Mookie, Freddie have had multiple games in which Yamamoto was pitched and they can't get a hit? How's that on Dave? Go ahead, I'll wait. Go ahead, I'll wait. I'm still waiting. Because there's no answer for that. No jackass can even try that one. Can't do it. About being hot at the right time and winning it all. That's baseball. That's baseball. Runner for the Brewers on 3rd, 2 out. Yeah, this game is stupider than the Dave Roberts argument. Have you seen how this game is played out? This game is like the NL West. Who wants to win it? It's just crazy. Okay, he's talking about it here. Okay, bases loaded. Yeah, this game has been wild. Now, I think the Padres may walk it off in this inning. Stop crying about baseball. Yes, because there's no crying in baseball, especially when grown-ass men cry in baseball, man. It's wild. What you got? Oh, appreciate it. Whoa. Okay. What is this? Gotcha. Thank you. Appreciate it. The wifey with the Uber Eats. I've been losing my voice when whenever I do these streams every once in a while. So Shaw was doing a show without got me something to help with that. That's a winner. Appreciate you, babe. Oh, that's not nice. Let's see. Dan Inspiration. What's going on, Dan Inspiration? What pitchers are trusted relievers on the Dodgers? So there's plenty of still trusted relievers. Hold on a second. Like one thing that me and Joe talk every game. I mean, mostly every game. Like, for those who don't know, Joe has watched for the first time in his life. He's watching all 162 games live, which is incredible. I've done that multiple times. This year, I have not been able to do it because of my schedule, but I have been, he keeps me like up to date. And we talked throughout the whole game. So, me and Joe talked numerous times about these relievers. And we talk like as soon as they put one in, I go, God, this guy's going to blow it. Or, oh man, this guy's going to go. We need a 1, 2, 3 from him. And we're expecting the guy to go 1, 2, 3. Then he blows it. Right. But we're both really high on Dreyer. I think we both feel comfortable with Banda. I think we feel comfortable right now with, I can't speak for him, just the conversations we'd had. Enriquez is young, but his stuff is nasty enough that I think I trust him enough out there right now. Vesia, we trust. All these guys, I trust Tanner Scott a little bit more than Dave, than Joe does. I don't think he thinks it. Oh, they just walked it off. Yep, Padres win. I don't think that he trusts Tanner Scott. I've got a little bit of trust left in him. If he does this in a playoff game, I'm going to waver on that. But man, this was a really crazy game. Padres walk it off. They are now, I think, 2.5 behind the Dodgers, with the tiebreaker was 3, still 3. So, it was there's dudes in the pen that we do trust. And if we're putting Sheehan in the pen, I trust him. If we're going to put, Roki in there, we got to see how that looks, right? Rock Stewart, I do trust. He's going to come back from injury, see how how he's doing, how he's going with it. But there are guys, Brusdar, Graterol, after not pitching an entire season, how is he going to look? Right. So there's guys in there that I trust. The problem is when we put guys in early, it's been in the late that I struggle with. Treinen late in games, I don't trust right now. Tanner Scott late in games, I still kind of trust him. He's had a bad run, but I still kind of trust him. Vesia, I trust. Like I said, Banda, I trust. Dreyer, I trust. There's plenty of guys I trust. I need more trust in the righties, and that's what I need. So need more trust in the righties. Yeah, I saw that, Craig. And I think that's coming. So starters, game 1, Yoshi, 2, Snell, who choose third, Ohtani or Glass. Now, I think it depends how the series is going, but you can flip those either way. I think you can flip 1 and 2 either way. I think you can flip 3 or 4 either way, depending on the matchups, depending on what's what. Maybe look at some of the splits, road and home, and go that way. So you may go Snell game 1. I mean, you might do that. So it depends. What lineup are you facing? Is it a very left-handed heavy lineup? Then you probably go Blake Snell game 1, right? If it's heavy right-handed lineup, then you probably go Yoshi game 1. So it depends what the matchup is. And if you're going at a team where you're if you're going with the Mets and you're going to face Juan Soto out the gate, maybe you go Snell and have lefty on lefty action out the gate. Like, who knows? If you're going against the Reds, and you still got to think about that. So let's see what the matchup is, and you kind of go from there. So I'm assuming Sheehan and Kershaw in the pen. Yes, they both are going to the pen. For those who haven't been watching, like I said, Roki Sasaki has been incredible in relief in the minor leagues. Let's see how that transfers to majors. And I think he will pitch as early as Wednesday. And like I said, his velocity got back up to 101, and he's starting to look good out there again. So let's see what Roki Sasaki can bring to the table. Let's see, but I think Roki, Brock Stewart, and Sheehan are going to be 3 wild cards here. Brusdar too, man. Brusdar too. These are 3 wild cards here. That could really, really change the entire playoffs, not just for the Dodgers, but all Major League Baseball. I don't want to see Yates on the playoff route. I don't think Yates will be there. I think Yates is just burnt out. I think he stayed in the league 1 year longer. He wanted to get that chip. Didn't work out for him. I don't think his health held up, and I just don't think he has it anymore. And so we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Klein is another one that can be there. Yeah, Klein can be there. Hurt can be there. You could put Kasperius back in the pen. The Dodgers have more options than people think. The problem is people are upset because he's putting Treinen and Yates in there again. That's why they're upset, but they're really just buying time, and they're trying to see if he can find it. That's what they're really trying to do. I don't know if he's gonna. At this point, I haven't seen anything that's going to make me believe he can, other than the fact that they still trust him very much. They still believe in him very much. They want him to get right because they want him to be part of it. He's such a big part of them. Look, I don't usually really get too big on topics like this either. But the whole thing with Treinen and his beliefs and his faith, and I'm not talking about politics. I'll talk about his faith. He's one of those guys that his faith is the most important thing to him in this world. He's very open about it. He's even called out his own team. He's called out the Dodgers when they've had some pride nights and things like that, right? So is Kershaw. These guys' faith is very important. And without going too deep into this, because it's not really my cup of tea, nor is it something I spend too much time talking about. But current events and recent events was something that happened. Him putting a name on his cap wasn't for the political stance. It was for the spiritual stance. It was for the faith. All right. Anyone that is known Treinen or actually listen to him talk before he does any interview, just look at his all-star interview, man. Just look at his World Series interviews. Just listen to him when he talks. And what is the first thing he talks about all the time before he goes into baseball? He is a man of very, very, very strong faith. The most I've probably seen in a while, on the Dodgers. Kershaw's up there too, but not all the way up to the effect of what Treinen is. So what happened was, someone who carried themselves to that same ilk of faith, he, was going down that path, right? So he was basically representing that. So people like to turn everything, on the Dodgers. They go to the White House, they want them banned. They do anything, they want them banned. You got the government acting a whole fool in the city of LA. They blame the Dodgers for it. Treinen, who's a very faithful guy, represents his faith and is very, very, very open about his faith. And people come for him on that. I think the stuff with Treinen is a lot of people want him to fail now simply because of some of the things that he's kind of got roped into through his own belief and strong beliefs in his own faith and being very outspoken about it, which is his right. But I'm not one of those guys who want someone's faith pushed on me or forced on me. That's not how I roll. Like if you're one of those people who are always in the church trying to make me believe what you believe or push on that, I'm gonna push back like, bruh, I'm good. I'm good with mine. You know what I mean? Go do you. You know what I mean? But outside of that, a lot of people are rooting against him because he's very open with his faith, and they're perceiving it to be a stance on something else, which it isn't. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. But that's an important element in the conversation when it comes to Treinen. But I'm rooting for Treinen because he's helped us win 2 World Series. Yeah, he was very, very huge for us last season. And I'm hoping, man, I'm hoping that he can find it again. I'm hoping that something can click and he can have a good game or two, even if it's one, and to get out there and help us win a baseball game in the playoffs. I'm rooting for him 10 times out of 10. Dan Inspirations and Haney's in the minors. I think he's a little lower on the pecking order because of all those other names we mentioned. But if some of those guys get hurt, or Roki or Stewart, any of those guys don't perform, then he's an option. Padres clinch a playoff spot. Yeah, shout out to the Padres, man. Shout out to them. They've dealt with a lot this season too, and clinching a playoff berth with everything they went through in the offseason with their ownership group, to their injuries, to all that. Shout out to the Padres, man. I appreciate teams that go after it. I appreciate teams that fight for it, that don't lay down, that try to win when they're told they can't. When they're told they can't compete, they compete harder. I respect that. I hope whenever we face them, we kick the hell out of them. But I can respect their commitment. I can respect their grind. I absolutely can. Absolutely can. But let's see here. What's going on, Stephanie Curry? Brewers are trash, bro. Churio or whatever his name is went 0 for 6. He was bad today, but this game was wild. This game was super wild, man. I was like, how did not one of these teams win yet? It was crazy, but crazy game. Padres won it. They walked it off. They clinched a playoff berth. They're 2.5 now behind the Dodgers. Like I said, I think the Dodgers finish exactly where they are right now. I think the Padres finish exactly where they are right now. Phillies finish where they are right now. Brewers finish where they are right now. To me, for my money, the only real debate and the only real race right now is New York Mets and the Cincinnati Reds. To me, that's the only race going on right now, and we will see how that plays out. I think maybe if I had a choice, I'd probably prefer the Reds. But, the Mets have not been good for a long time now. But, you go up against Lindor, you go up against Soto, you go up against, the Polar Bear, you go up against some of these guys in the playoffs, and they get hot. they get high, you can be in some trouble. But not to say that the Reds don't got some guys, because they do. But the Dodgers just recently swept them, and the game would be at Dodger Stadium. And I like the Dodgers' chances against either team. And you got to be careful when you're picking a team, but I probably would think it would be Cincinnati. For little bros. Henry says Padres will celebrate as if they won the World Series. Yeah, I hear you. My thing is this, man. Whenever I've said this numerous times too, it's not just the Padres, any team. In baseball, you should celebrate everything. The baseball is such a long season. It is so hard. It is so difficult. There are people who play their entire careers and never sniff a playoff. So you make the playoffs, you celebrate it, man. You win a wild card, you celebrate it. You win a division, you celebrate it. You win an NLDS, you celebrate it. NLCS, ALCS, whatever it is, you celebrate it. And obviously World Series, you celebrate it. Baseball is different. I don't like that the basketball culture teaches you that, job not finished, job not done. I'm a Kobe guy. He's my favorite player of all time. But that stuff kills like people who actually like, you know what's funny is, I always say this too. It's always the people who use Kobe's quotes about job not done, but they never listen to it's the destination, not the journey, right? The destination is important, and celebrating each milestone and each step along the on the journey to the destination is important. Kobe said that too. And people forget that quote. Magic number is still 3 though. Yeah. And if you get 2 against Arizona and 1 against Seattle, bada bing, bada boom. Playoffs coming soon. Another NL West title too. So I think that, like I said, I think every team is going to finish up where they are right now versus the final wild card slot. That's just my opinion. We'll see if it actually happens. So easy when you talk agendaless baseball and sports, when you don't have any of the toxicity involved in it. But a lot of that kind of like Laker energy, the Laker toxicity and paranoia, ring culture tries to make its way into baseball. It's not the same. Can't happen. It just can't. Because most of these dudes who think they know baseball don't know baseball, bro. They don't know baseball. They know narratives. They know storylines. They can tell you a box score, but they don't know the game. They don't know the sport. They don't know the sport inside and out. They don't. Let me see what we got here. Why is my screen acting up? And shout out, man. Man, you know what the craziest part of this is? Imagine the Dodgers having to face Walker Buehler in the playoffs. And he's been money since he got with Philly. I mean, certified money since he got with Philly. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out, man. Damn, Cal is nearing 60 home runs. You think he will get his 60th against us? He might. He is. He's that AL MVP is going to be very, very difficult between Cal and Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is having one of the craziest statistical seasons we've ever seen. But Cal, 60 home runs as a switch hitting catcher. That's tough. That's tough. Aaron Judge in any other year would be a unanimous MVP. Unanimous. So I think Cal's going to take some votes from him. Obviously, Judge is going to take some votes from Cal. But I don't think you can go wrong with either of them winning. But for most of the year, I just felt this was going to be the same two from last year that win the award. But Cal has just kind of forced himself in there with his play. He's been so phenomenal. He deserves it too. So I don't know. I can't call it. Cal Raleigh must be on that Sammy Sosa diet. Oh, man. Cal has had a special year, yo. Special year. Like, he is fun to watch. I watch Mariner games simply because of him. You know what I mean? I've seen a lot of his bombs this year. He made this home run derby was the best one I can remember in my life. Home run derby was phenomenal. He was a major part of it. It was so fun to watch. I live streamed that. I think I got like 6,000 views on YouTube from the home run derby. I think that's the most I've ever gotten. Even back when I was doing basketball every day, my channel was popping more because I was on here all the time. That one was just a random pull-up, and it went ballistic for me. So the update on Will Smith was that basically you're going to reevaluate him at the end of the season, hairline fracture on his hand. So I think he'll be ready in the playoffs. I don't know what round. I don't know when. But if they obviously make it past the wild card round, maybe he plays in that round. I don't know, but which I believe that they'll make it past that round. So I think we'll get Will Smith in the second round, or in the NLDS. I think is when we will see him for the first time in the playoffs. But I think the Dodgers, no matter who they face in the wild card, that they're going to win. I believe they will. Also, I want to show you guys something here, man. I want to show you something. Just to bring a little perspective here. Okay. So let's touch on we're gonna look at some bullpen numbers here. Okay. Now this is for the whole season. This is for the whole season, right? When you look at WAR, you got the San Diego Padres bullpen here, right? 7.2 WAR, which is pretty much what your number one metric and what you're rating a team's performance at. They're number one in WAR, and they are number one. They are number one in ERA. Okay. Now, when you look down here and you look at the Los Angeles Dodgers bullpen, this is for the year. They're 20th in ERA. ERA is bad. But again, the number one metric that they look for the whole year, the Dodgers still are fifth. Overall, for the entire season, all right, the Dodgers are fifth in all of MLB bullpens for the season, which is cool. That's all season. But now let's go and look at the last 30 days. And you're going to see something trending here between both teams. Okay. When you look at the WAR, look. San Diego has slipped to 17. 17, San Diego. This dominant number one bullpen for all season long. The last month, they've slipped to 17th. 17th. All right. Now, Seattle's bullpen, they've already got great starting pitching. Now, that bullpen's top tier the last 30 days. The Dodgers got to face them. But when you go down here and you continue to look, Arizona, 28th. So they're even worse. So the pen that the Dodgers are going in the face is a horrible bullpen. That should benefit the Dodgers. So that's for the last 30 days. Okay. Now let's go ahead and let's look at the last 14 days. Last 14 days, WAR. Again, very important here. Cincinnati, the team the Dodgers could potentially face. Seattle, still right there. The last 14 days, San Diego has gone from number one in the regular season to 7th. They're struggling. All right. Look at the Dodgers, 24th in the last 2 weeks. 24th the last 2 weeks. Okay. Going in the wrong direction. And if you look at the last 7 days, Cincinnati again right there. So Seattle has picked it up of late because look at them. Look at them. I mean, they've fallen off of late the last 7 days. Okay. The Dodgers just faced the Giants. You see what they did to them, but look at the Dodgers, man. 28th WAR in the last 7 days. But look at San Diego, 22nd. So when you go back and you look at the full season, which is what you're judged on at the end of the day, San Diego's number one. The Dodgers are number 5. But the last 30, 21, 14, and 7 days tell a completely different story right now as to what these teams look like. And if you look at K through 9, if you look at the strikeouts per 9 innings for a bullpen for the entire season, Houston's been mowing people down. Padres been mowing people down. The Dodgers are still top 10 overall. So the bullpen carried this team for a good chunk of the season. And now the problem is that they went to the well too often. That well got dry. And now the Dodgers have found themselves trying to buy their bullpen some time. They're buying them time. And that's what Treinen innings and Kirby Yates innings, guys who had long stints on the IL, those guys, Kopech, those guys who missed a long time, months, are getting work right now because, again, the Dodgers are trying to buy time for those who had to really carry the water for most of the season. And that's why you're seeing the Dodgers for the last 30, 14, and 7 days fall off the map from the bullpen perspective when these guys got back into a regular, steady rotation in the pen. This isn't my opinion. These are numerical facts. The numbers don't lie. They don't lie. The eye test don't lie either because we've seen it ourselves. The numbers just prove it. So what I'm trying to tell you is if they're trying to buy time, it's a real thing. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but that's what they're doing. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, no matter what that agenda is. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If the Dodgers clinch the division during the AZ series, they will rest players, right? They should, because they won't have anything to play for. Maybe you get a guy up, getting a bat or two, get him out, then a game off. I hope they win in Arizona and get in the pool again. That's what I'm really hoping for. Get in that pool again. Get in the pool again. Make them think they're hooligans. Get back in there. Get back in there. One second, I'm getting. How the hell did I get all these text messages? That would be amazing when they get back in the pool again. I would love that. That'd be fun to see. Celebrating an AZ after all the trash that they talk about us, all them beat LA chants. Arizona's dying to be our rivals, though, yo. They're dying to be our rivals. They're not. The Lizards are not our rivals. The Lizards are not our rivals. The Padres are not our rivals. The San Francisco Giants, although they're not that good this year, they're our rivals. The Giants and the Yankees are the Dodgers' rivals. Point blank, period. Those are the rivals. Dodgers San Diego is fun, but they're not historical rivals. They're not. It's been a thing since like 2018, 19. They're not a rival. And I don't say that disrespectfully. I do not say that disrespectfully. It's just a historical fact. They're not our rivals historically. They haven't mattered enough historically. They matter now, absolutely. But they need a couple decades of being relevant before they can have a seat at the table with the Dodgers, Giants, or Yankees. No disrespect. It's just truth. The Colorado Rockies went on a 5-year run. They would have no business sitting at the table with those teams. Arizona Diamondbacks have won a World Series. They have no business sitting at the table with those teams. They don't. It's no disrespect. It's just you guys haven't done enough to warrant a seat in that special section. You haven't done it. So let's see what the Dodgers do tomorrow. Let's see what happens if Roki actually pitches on Wednesday. Not as a starter, but out of the pen. Really, really, really excited to see what he looks like. If he gets tagged up or if he mows guys down or is it somewhere in the middle. I'm excited to see what that looks like. I have no idea how it's going to look like because seeing what a guy does in the minor leagues doesn't necessarily mean that's going to translate to the majors. But we'll see. I do like that the location of the pitches were there. I do like that the velocity was there. So because of those two things, you got to give him a chance at Treinen's spot if Treinen can't become Treinen in 6 games, which I don't see. I've seen nothing to indicate that he will. See nothing to indicate that he will. I'm pulling for Treinen because he's a playoff legend for the Dodgers. Yes, playoff legend. A 2-time World Series winning Dodger. I'm pulling for him. I'm pulling for you, brother. I am pulling for you, Treinen. We want you to be good, Treinen. We want you to succeed, Treinen. Those who don't have an agenda for what you wrote on your own camp, for your own personal religious beliefs, who don't care about that, we rooting for you, Treinen. Get that confidence back, man. Get that location back. Start mowing a couple dudes down. Make this decision real tough on the Dodgers of what to do with you in October. Make it really difficult. Really difficult. Kirby Yates, that ship has sailed in my opinion. Kopech, ship has sailed in my opinion. Treinen, man. You've got the clutch DNA. He has it. He has everything that we need upstairs mentally to help us win another World Series. Can he translate that to the strike zone? Can he translate that to outs? That remains to be seen. That remains to be seen. But we're pulling for him. But right now we got a Treinen problem, and we need a Treinen solution. Let's see what Roki can do. Let's see what Brusdar can do. Let's see what Sheehan can do with the pen. Let's see what these other guys do when given an opportunity. And let's go Dodgers. I'm out of here, man. Once again, I'm Empire Jeff. This is EmpireJeffTV. I appreciate you for tuning in here on a Monday night. Make sure to drop a like on the video if you have not done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And Doc Roberts, Blake Treinen, Tanner Scott, I'm in your corner. I'm in your corner, guys. I'm in your corner. I don't give. I'm not disloyal. I don't give up on you that easy. But you got to perform, or there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You got to perform. You got to. This ain't the sport where you get free passes, man. Got to deliver. Got to perform. Got to get results. Got to win. Got to win. So I appreciate you guys. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. Stay safe. Hopefully I can get you guys on here tomorrow. And as always, have a good night. Have a great Tuesday. Catch you guys on the next one. Let's go Dodgers. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.